Okay, so my intention was to let the music run for a couple of minutes just to give people a chance to catch up on the webinar and join us, but I know we don't have to telephone in or put any codes in this time, so it's going to be nice and sweet and easy, so anybody that joins the webinar via the URL will come straight in. And so this is just a bit of fluff for 30 seconds. I'm not even going to wait till the end of the record because I've got things to get on with, and I'm sure you do too. So let's crash straight into this as fast as we can. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I recorded this in fact for the Mobile Marketing Millionaire Summit in London at the weekend. And whilst I remember, I haven't actually ever told anybody this before, but there is a QR image at the top of the screen here right now, and I've put it on a few of the slides. And what I never told anybody, because I was deliberately just testing to see how many people take action, but if you want to get the mobile phone or your mobile device and put a free app on it called a QR reader and scan this image, you'll find some unannounced bonuses. But I've just announced it for the first time. I deliberately didn't announce it before, so I've just announced it for the first time. So anyway, just letting you know, I'm going to fly through it, but you will see that image a few times through the slides. Okay. So, zoom. Okay, I just put this up because I was quite intrigued. I thought, I wonder how we ever manage without mobile phones, because nowadays to meet anybody, wherever we're going, we always seem to be using our phone, even if it's just to send a text message. I found it quite fascinating to imagine back to, I don't know, the days of the Three Musketeers or whatever, when they just couldn't even conceive of such a thing as a mobile technology. It's incredible, really. And so I checked this out actually. Even 100 years ago, even the richest kings and queens couldn't just hop on a plane to Australia or anywhere else the way we do, the way we take for granted the technology we have today. And this is from Wikipedia, in fact. They tell me that the first airplane to fly with a passenger was by Wilbur Wright, who flew 1 kilometre, that's 0.6 of a mile, and it took him just 1 minute and 28 seconds. And from a flight of just 1 minute 28 seconds, we have the audacity to believe that it's possible to fly a whole bunch of passengers plus the luggage, etc., around the world. And that's only 100 years. It's quite incredible, really. And in fact, less than 100 years ago, less than 10% of the world's wealthiest homes had electric lighting. And look at what we've got today. And of course, I'm very proud of the fact that this man was a Scotsman, because so am I. As you know, Alexander Graham Bell made the first telephone call, and he installed the first telephone line in his office a year later. And in 2 years after that, they were on the verge of bankruptcy. I mean, imagine how crazy people must have thought he was, that to suggest that he could make a telephone call invisibly and carry voice sounds, never mind what we have now with video and photographs and so on, and files even. Amazing. Excuse me, I've got a snotty nose still. So anyway, how lucky are we to be here right now with all this technology and how it's moving. It's incredible, really. It's exciting, very exciting times. And that was the QR image again, in case you missed it. In case you noticed it even. So anyway, I was quite intrigued by this one. Facebook's statistics show that now 75% of their users are logging in via mobile devices. And I heard this at the weekend, that there are already more mobile phones in the world than toothbrushes. Amazing. So anyway, I just had a look at some slides. Now I apologise if you're already very internet savvy and mobile savvy, and so some of this will be probably quite boring to you. But if you have a look at this first image here, the majority of the slide, more than 75% of it in fact, shows that Android have 75% or more of the current market share, and the orange piece of the pie there is Apple, so which is, I would guess, about 20% of the current market share. So that's quite eye-opening, really, especially based on this one, which shows that Apple is the red line, and there are more apps available for Apple phones and devices than Android or BlackBerry and Windows. And the next one shows how many were downloaded, and up until very, very recently, the Apple apps were leading the field by miles. I was also intrigued at this one to show that just in the middle of 2011, Android apps, there were only 6 million downloaded compared to almost 60 million now. So quite a phenomenal growth in the last 2.5 years there. That's my snotty nose, sorry. 61% of people have a better opinion of brands when they offer a good mobile experience. Customers expect transactions to be easier on mobile than they are offline even. That's offline as in a shop, so that's quite incredible really. Amazon said that in the last 12 months they had customers spending more than $1 billion worth of products using a mobile device. $1 billion on mobile. 71% of global mobile web users expect websites to load as quickly or faster on a mobile phone. 71%. And most emails now are being opened via email, by mobile even. PayPal handled almost $14 billion via mobile in 2012. And 60% of mobile shoppers use their smartphones whilst in the store. 63% expect to be doing more shopping on their mobile devices over the next couple of years. And 88% agree that having a mobile device with real-time information makes them more spontaneous with their shopping. Now, let me just stop for a second, because I think the key word here is real-time information, which essentially means that the business doesn't just have a static web page. What they actually have is interactive social media. So real-time means that they're tweeting updates and they're putting on their Facebook fan page and maybe even making YouTube videos, etc. So this is really interesting actually, that 88% would actually be more spontaneous and buy more if they thought the shops were actually telling them the most up-to-date information. And 30% of mobile shoppers abandon a transaction if experience is not optimised for mobile. Now this is quite an interesting one as well. There seems to be a lot of stats going on now for tablet users who seem to be more affluent. So if you can market your targets for marketing, I should say, for those that have tablets, and it is very possible to do that now, both on Facebook and Google+. They have the statistics and they will target only those using tablets. So this is really intriguing actually now, and they'll spend more money by and large. 95% of smartphone users have searched for local information, and I've seen other stats that show that something like 58% of those local searches result in a sale within 1 hour. So get yourself found on a mobile phone is the answer to that. 72% of tablet owners, then we're back to tablets again, make purchases on a weekly basis. And 91% of mobile access is for social media. 91% is on social media. That's quite phenomenal. That's incredible, really. That's what people are doing on their phones when you see them sitting at train stations and on the buses and so on. So what they're saying here is that this is obviously going to increase and increase and increase. In the first quarter of 2013, 80% of people say they use their mobile in-store to enhance the shopping experience. And most of them are doing comparison shopping. Many of them are searching for coupons. Quite a lot of them are searching for friends' reviews as well. So 25% currently looking for reviews. That's quite interesting as well. Quite telling. 80% after seeing a mobile ad will download an app. That's quite intriguing as well. And 67% will visit the website of the advertiser. 57% say they won't recommend business with a poorly designed mobile site. So this used to be out of date. That I should say, it used to be that most business owners didn't understand that they needed a mobile website. But I think in the last couple of years they've noticed they have to now have a mobile website. There's no doubt about it. People are taking their smartphones even into the bathroom with them. Hands up, who's guilty? So just a very brief background for me. I started with the Commodore PET you see here. I won't go into depth on this, but I was quite intrigued when I saw the old photograph that the keyboard was as large as the cassette deck that we used to store everything on. And the main reason I'm putting this up is just to highlight, in fact, that I have been involved in computers basically since they began, since computers first came out, really. And I learned to program in basic beginner's all symbolic instruction code, and I also learned other languages such as common business orientated language, and I got 2 computer qualifications: the Scottish Higher National Certificate in Computer Data Processing and my Higher National Diploma in Computer Studies. But I would say that's totally irrelevant in today's language, totally irrelevant. Which actually, just on that subject, where does anybody learn how to build an app today, for example? They're just not teaching this stuff at school yet. Amazing. In 81, which is, my goodness, 30 years ago. Wow, 30 years ago, 32 years ago. And up until this year, in fact, this computer was still in my dad's office. We've actually just removed it from my dad's office. And it still needed 8-inch floppy disks just to boot it up. And every single client was on an 8-inch floppy disk. And there was no such thing in these days as just simply installing and making it run. I had to program everything. I had to literally program it and code every single part of it. Now, I found this quite intriguing. I've known for many years that I made my first income online in '96, but I only just recently was reminded that Google was only founded in 1998. So anyway, I'm going to skip past some of the things that I've done and accolades and so on, but this is one of the things I did. In 2008, in fact, I took off to tour Europe because I was sick of people selling their stuff from the stage, would-be internet marketers, but really they weren't walking the talk. So I decided I wanted to walk the talk and prove that I can generate 100% of my income via the web as I travel. And I went off with my dog through 21 countries. I took over 250,000 photographs, and in fact, if you find me on Facebook, there's over 15,000 of my photos on Facebook. And during that journey, in fact, I mastered almost every single element of social media, because it seemed like it was all about shiny pennies. You know, suddenly there was SEO to learn, and then there was Pinterest to learn, and then there's Twitter, and so on and so forth. It all happened in the last few years, and how to make money. And so I did actually mastered them all, and I still have money-making websites and guides that I've written for all of these social media things. And what I've actually done is, it's taken me 5 years to do this, but I've pulled it all together, and I've created, let me just go back there for a second, I've created what I'm about to show you. Okay, so these are a few of the toys that I took around Europe with me. The big silver box on the left of the photograph and the big antenna, in fact, allowed me to capture internet Wi-Fi signals up to 5 kilometers away. This little keyring here is actually just an 8 gigabyte keyring, but I now have one which is 1 terabyte, so it's not in this picture. This here is a Wi-Fi repeater, and it's also a mobile phone battery charger, so that's coming really handy. And of course, this is another 1 terabyte hard drive. I've got a dozen of these now. This is my spy watch, where the number 6 is there. You can just about see it is a tiny spy camera and video camera, interesting enough. And of course, I was live streaming at the weekend there with my latest camera, so it's fantastic where we're going with this. And one of the things I highlighted is you've been programmed to play it safe. This is my photograph of my own phone, and I've deliberately put an image of a typewriter there, just to highlight that the QWERTY keyboard designed, the first 6 letters from the top left of the keyboard, the QWERTY was designed to be deliberately slow, believe it or not. If you've played with an old-fashioned typewriter like the one in the picture, you'll have deliberately hashed the keys to make the arms jam, and so what they did is they deliberately designed the layout to be slow, so that it allowed the typist to type as fast as she could, and the arms would come up, hit the ribbon, and get enough time to get back down again before she could type the next key. So it's been proven now that we could be 97% faster than we are if we just redesigned the layout of the keys. But of course now the QWERTY layout is worldwide accepted as that's the way it is, and it does intrigue me as to what else are we taking for granted that that's just the way it is. I think many things actually. I won't get into it right now. It's another book I think I should write. So in fact, interestingly enough, at the bottom there I said what they didn't teach me at school, volume 1. I did actually write that book in the year 2000, and I deliberately called it volume 1 then as well. So anyway, let me just zoom on. I think we were brought up by our parents and guardians and teachers and so on to be deliberately safe, and to believe that we shouldn't be shouting about how great we are. And it does intrigue me when we look at statues and so on today. Who are we going to erect a statue of in the year 2014? You know, who has become so great to make a difference to the world? Whereas 100 to 200 years ago we were erecting statues for all sorts of amazing things. And one of the things I just wanted to highlight is you are unique. You are so unique. You could be the superhero of your own story. In fact, you've probably never been told that before, but you have your own upbringings, your own experiences, and your own perceptions of what those experiences mean to you, and nobody else could be a better you than you are. So what I've created is something that allows you to be an even bigger superhero, and I'll come on to that in a minute. And there's the QR image again, by the way, whilst I remember. Okay, so let me zoom on. Oh, there was another wee warning that I gave as well, and I also put this on my Facebook page. There'll be pirates. If you have, especially if you have upgraded to the latest iPhone iOS 7, your new camera facility has the GPS settings switched on automatically by default. And you might be saying, so what? Well, what this means is that people, if you upload your photos via social media, then people can actually see where you live, because the data is actually part of the photograph. So if they look at the XF information of a photograph, they can find that information. So for example, Jackie came from Belgium to London, and she had previous photographs of her being various places around Antwerp, so people can actually see where she lives, exactly where her house is. And of course now with Google Earth Street View, they can even see the easiest way to break into her house. And you know, she's now telling people, broadcasting to the world, that she's in London, etc., when she's checking in and so on. So if you're at all worried about security and protecting your children and grandchildren, make sure you switch off these default settings. So on an Android phone, if you just go to the camera and then scroll down to the GPS tag and switch it off, and if you're on an iPhone, then go to location services and switch everything off, really. Okay, good. So down to business. Okay, so I used to teach small businesses actually, from about the year 2000. I used to fly to Toronto every quarter for 1 day of business coaching. And at the end of the day, what every business is in business for is the bottom line. They want the net profit. Okay, turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, and of course cash flow is king. So number one, when any small business starts in business, the first thing they think about doing is they want to attract new customers. Pardon me. So they'll spend lots of time and money and energy on marketing and doing whatever they can. And of course big brands today, they're still doing it. They're still putting newspaper adverts out there, and television and radio, and ball games, etc. So anything they can do to sponsor an event and get their name out there, they're still doing it. They're still always looking to attract new customers and get their marketing done. However, when times get tough, this is the first thing that any small business owner thinks about, is they've got to cut costs. which is actually the only one of the four which is based on scarcity mentality, and they think that they've got to do it all themselves. Number three, to increase the bottom line, is to sell more items. So they either increase the prices, or they try upselling, and McDonald's is a good example of this. When you go in and they say, would you like to go large? That's an upsell, and a cross-sell is, well, now that you've bought a burger, would you like a pudding with that as well? So that's cross-selling. And number four is what most small businesses, especially offline businesses, are terrible at. They're terrible at trying to bring people back time and time again. Now, if you're in a physical product business, you need people to come into your premises to put real cash into the till. You don't just want Facebook fans, and you don't need any more Twitter followers. Let's be honest, nobody ever tells you this, but you know, that's just vanity again. That's not putting real money in your till. Every business needs footfall or visitors, whatever you want to call it, whatever jargon you want to call it. Okay. So, Mike, where's the next Goldrush? Well, this is quite obvious today, isn't it? When we leave the house, we only check that we've got three things, really. We always make sure we have our keys and our cash and our mobile with us. So what I did is I've developed Mike's secret sauce, trademarked it. I've created all of this via WordPress, which is of course the most advanced and easy to use and known around the world now. And where this all started from, I was sitting, that's my legs, I was sitting enjoying a cup of coffee again in Spain when I was living there, and it occurred to me that nobody ever takes my contact details in the offline world. And when you've been in the online world for as long as I have, it's a no-brainer to have an opt-in form on your website. You know, every website should have an opt-in form to capture the data, because as you know, as they say, the money's in the list. So what occurred to me is, I thought, if they were to ask me for my contact details, and then maybe tomorrow they send me a text message or an email and it says, "Hi Mike, come back again for your coffee tomorrow or today even, and we'll give you a free muffin," then, you know, even if I didn't take a friend with me, even if I only purchased another coffee, within 24 hours they would have doubled their turnover. I need to say this a few times, I think. Even if they just got the sale of another cup of coffee, that is doubling the turnover on the coffee that they had the day before, within 24 hours. Now, if I'd taken a friend with me, then that would have made a massive difference to the turnover. And if I decided to stay for a while longer, or my friend and I stayed for a while longer and had some lunch, that just blows everything out of the water. And then hopefully, of course, it becomes my favourite place to go. So it should be obvious to every offline business that they should be somehow capturing the data of the clients, customers who already know where they are and what they offer. So this is what I came up with, a very simple concept based around the traditional table tent. Okay, so this is a table tent idea. Here's another example, and this one, as you can see, has got an image of a QR code sitting there. Okay, so here's one that I did for Jackie in Belgium, and what it says, it's any headline really, it doesn't matter what the headline is. On the left hand side it has simple instructions if you don't know what a QR reader is, and it's simply saying download a free app onto your mobile phone, then scan this image, or visit this tiny URL website. So again, really simple to type it in if they don't have a QR image. Okay. Now the main image I took directly from the website of the client, and the smaller image I actually took from the logo of the client's main website just now. Okay, really simple. And this is what happens when anybody scans or visits the URL. It goes to their mobile friendly website, so it's the same banner image that they have on their website. And I've just simply said here, offering a free meal. Now this could be anything really, just to grab attention when purchasing any other meal. So there's the catch. Okay, so as far as the business is concerned, they're going to get real money coming in from at least one purchase, and there's a deadline there, and people respond to deadlines, whether they realise it or not. Okay, excuse me. This part here I actually borrowed from one of my friends I was helping with his eBay business a few years ago, and one of the things that they highlight in eBay, of course, they want 5-star reviews. So I've simply said that we know you have a choice, and we very much appreciate your custom, and we always strive to give 5-star. So I've got this in bold and capitalised and so on. And if you feel we have not achieved this, please speak to us first before reviewing. So we want the business owner to know first. And of course, people love coupons, don't they? Some of the biggest companies like Groupon and Voucher and Living Social and so on, they're making a fortune from this. So what I've said is give them a timescale, because people respond to deadlines, and they only get to redeem their coupon when they get to spend more money in the shop, wherever it might be. Okay, and the sneaky ingredient I've put into this is that it's capturing the contact details, is getting the customer to opt in. Okay, and as we know, the money's in the list. Now, you may or may not know this, but in 2012, July 2012, Google purchased a company called Zagat, and Google decided that from now on, the local reviews are a major part of the algorithm of any search results, okay, especially for offline businesses. So I put haircut while you wait. I actually did see that sign in Singapore, and it made me smile. Because there's the thing, if you type in haircut, for example, you don't want to find the results for a hairdresser in California or Sydney if you don't live there. You want it where your hair is. So you want a local result. Now, an honest review, you may have noticed the jargon there, means with integrity. So you're not saying I'll give you a coupon only if you give me a good review. Okay, Google want to see that as well. And if they do a review via their mobile phone, every single time it will be a unique IP address. So they're not just giving a review based on the computer sitting in the corner of the restaurant or shop or whatever, because that could just be staff that's doing that, or the boss. And of course, it all happens within a few minutes. They can give a review from their mobile phone whilst they're in your premises, which hopefully means they're having a much better experience. Now, here's the current status. If you type in Edinburgh restaurant into Google just now, you'll discover there's actually only one restaurant with more than 100 reviews. So we're really at the embryonic stages of this just now. Now, the seminar that I was at in London at the weekend there was in the Bloomsbury Hotel, which is a 4-star hotel, and I decided to check them out for the purposes of my presentation. And in fact, as of the very end of October 2013, they only have 30 Google reviews. 30! I mean, they should be getting 30 an hour for a 4-star hotel. That just shows how embryonic we are in this situation. This is going to get massive in the next few years, but right now it's really easy to dominate this. Okay, now Google reviews are actually not so easy to get, because it means that every client has got to have a Google Plus account and sign into it before they can give a Google review. So Google have got a bit to go themselves yet to make it user friendly, make it simple. But let me just go back to that for a sec. Oops, I think I've done something here. Oh no, it's gone back to the beginning, is it? Okay, so let me just fly past this. So yeah, the situation just now is that Google have they've not made it mobile friendly, and they're making people sign in. So I think they've got a bit to go themselves yet, and I think they'll catch up on that very soon. Meanwhile, of course, places like TripAdvisor, etc., are getting most of the reviews, and Yelp and so on are catching up fast. So let me just quickly catch up with my own slides. Oh, do you like the 3D effect? I do. I think it's great. It's a bit different than your standard PowerPoint slides, isn't it? Okay, so you get to see all this again. Lucky you. There's value for money, isn't it? Okay, Goldrush. Bet you didn't think you were going to get to see all this twice. Coupons. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, that's where we were. Bloomsbury. Okay. Fantastic. Now, another factor. 97% of text messages are opened within an hour now. And what you can do now with an app, mobile app opposed to a website, is that you can actually send a personalised, it's called a push notification in fact, so it's not actually an SMS, so it doesn't have the same pricing structure, but has the same effect, which means you can send a text to everybody that has your own app. So you could, for example, send a message out to everyone that has your app and say 2 for 1 drinks this Friday evening. Just show that our app is on your phone, to our bar staff. What's going to result there is that lots of people that don't yet have the app are going to say, hey, I want your app on my phone as well. And then of course you can just simply message them as often as you like for any kind of reason whatsoever. Fantastic for attracting people back to the premises. Okay, so what I've actually done here is I've created a coupon that customers appreciate, and a simple, almost sneaky way to grow the mailing list. Okay, and at the bottom there I've said the almost instant increase in cash flow, depending on the campaign. We should see the results within the first 7 days, and it's building the mailing list of the business, which will instantly increase the inherent and resale value of a business. Now, how many other things can a business do that would immediately grow the inherent and resale value of the business? And it's so true, isn't it? If you were to purchase a business that had a mailing list of, let's say, 1,000 regular customers, you would pay more for that business knowing that they had already done so. So, what have I done? I've done a whole load of double whammies built into this one product that I've created. So basically the customer gives a review and voluntarily opts in. The review encourages 5 stars and offers a coupon. And even if they give a bad review, it gives the owner the opportunity to fix the problem and invite the customer back with another special coupon gift. The opt-in grabs the email address and the first name and the mobile number of the visitor, which means that you can use my system to email broadcasts and personalised SMS messages. So you can actually embed their first name anywhere within the message as well. The customer will return to the shop to spend more money in order to use the coupon, which means immediate cash flow for the business, plus the upsell opportunities the business will have when they come through the door. And the customers using their coupons will usually bring a friend, so it may become their favourite place to return to. And with coupons they get instant gratification and there's no printing required. So no cost of printing. It's a very clever, extremely clever and covert method of collecting the customer's details without them even realising. And of course it's so much easier to sell to existing customers, as we should all know by now. And as we know, customers rarely change their contact information. So, when did you last change your mobile number or your email address? Which means that in effect you could broadcast to your list forever. And your staff know they're being reviewed, which will improve the staff approach to the customers, and it will invite them to give good reviews and better tips for the staff, which will increase the staff job satisfaction as well. Now, reviews help Google rankings. I've already proven this. I'm really good at SEO and getting on the first page of Google, and I've already proven that your reviews can make a massive difference. It's the easiest search engine optimization an offline business can do, and it's very much at the embryonic stages just now, so it's easy to dominate right now as well. Customers will return frequently, and they're going to be delighted to be told that they are on their privileged VIP list. So in other words, you could say opt in now and you join our VIP list and you'll be the first to be notified of anything that we bring out. Which just means it's a great excuse for you to message them and invite them back again to buy more. So I've done it with a QR image and a tiny URL. because right now a QR image is a novelty and it's easy to type in a small URL for mobile phones. Okay. The other thing is you only need one QR image and one URL, so it's easy to add to all your marketing, all your menus, all your adverts. You know, if you're putting an advert in the papers anyway, it doesn't cost any more money to add a QR image there as well. And if you want to have any other excuse like Halloween or Valentine's Day or Christmas, etc., you can just keep using the same QR image and tiny URL. Okay. So each review via a mobile phone creates its own unique IP address, and if they're reviewing on the premises, it means the customer's more likely to be happy with the service rather than griping about it when they get home. Okay, the business turnover will increase almost instantly and will continue to grow as the list grows. So the business owners are going to love you for introducing this to them, and business owners want to continue to paying for the service, and of course you get paid for it. So yeah, I've said hands high if you like this idea. Business owners are delighted to pay for this because they can instantly see the results. This is not just getting them more Twitter fans, good grief, followers, etc. This is putting real cash in the till, and the more they use it, the more they attract people back again. So they're never going to cancel, even though I've said, no contract, cancel anytime you like. So you get paid every time that they pay. Okay. So here's leverage. We're all using leverage all of the time without us even realising. None of us actually built our own computers that we're watching this video on. None of us put the electricity into the home that we're using right now, or put the roof above our heads. None of us made our own clothes, etc. And we're all using leverage right now without even realising we're doing it. So what I'm saying about this is that you don't need to learn how to build a website or the product that I've created here. I've already done it all for you. So all you need to do is use it, share it with the business owners, and get paid for doing so. Haha, how clever is that? So if you are an existing offline business owner and you could see a use for this for yourself, you could stop now. You don't need to watch anymore. You can pop off and visit the website at eat2.us/retail. That's eat2.us/retail. And if you still want to help other business owners, then I've got another 2 minutes worth of video here, so let me just crack on. Okay, so client pricing is based on the number of contacts that they have in their database. It currently starts at 100 contacts, the next tier is up to 1,000, and the next tier is up to 2,000. And beyond that, we of course can help them, but we'll do something bespoke, unique for their business. Okay, so this is real results. You can hold your head high with integrity on this. This is not just selling them potential to make money online, etc. There's stacks of that out there. This is real results. In the very first client that I had, he sent me a message to say that he doubled his turnover within 6 months. And all he had was a little piece of A4, still does, sitting on the counter of his chip shops. He has 3 chip shops, and he simply asks people to put in their first name and their mobile number. And every Tuesday at 5:30 he sends them via my system an automatic personalised text message, which simply offers them something special for that day only. And whether they buy that day or not, he's reminding them of where he is and what he does, and as he said, his turnover has doubled, which makes sense if you think about it. He's just doing a service to them, and they're loving him for it. He asked them if he wanted it, and they said yes. So fantastic. Okay, so there's nothing technical to learn, no experience required, no maintenance. You'll get your own sales page, your own QR images, your own templates for postcards and business cards. And simply you're just helping your local businesses to put real cash into their tills, and they'll love you forever. Yeah. We'll just skip back and see if I missed something. Oh, okay. So earning potential. If you help just one client a week, if you're really lazy and just do this part-time, I've got 2 options for you. Option A is the cheapest to join us, and option B, you pay more money to me for the system in the first place. Okay. And if you're a higher achiever and you can sell 10 of these a month, then you'll make substantially more money. substantially more. Let me just check, make sure I haven't skipped anything. Oh yes, I have. Okay, so what's included? You get to use my complete system. It's taken me 5 years to put all this together. I've got 30 complete training modules. They're mostly really small and really simple, such as what is a QR image, what's a mobile website, what's a mobile app, etc. And every quarter, every 3 months, we give coaching and training, not just to you, but also to your current customers and those that are sitting on the fence and haven't yet decided to join us. Okay, so let me just check, see if we've missed anything else. No, done that one. Fantastic. Good. Race forward. Good. I'm deliberately flying through this because I'm trying to keep the time tidy. So, 2 options. If you're an existing offline business and you want to use this for yourself, go to this website, eat2, the digit 2.us/retail. And if you want to make money by offering this to business owners, you've got 2 options. A, you get paid on every sale for the first 4 months only, or B, you pay me more money in the first instance, but you get paid every time the client renews, and you get paid that for life. Okay, so there's your choice. Go to that URL, which is eat2us/affiliate. Let me just zoom forward and see if I've got anything else. Yes, I do. So option A, your client pays commission on everything, you receive commission on everything the client pays for the first 4 months. Or option B, you receive commission on all the renewal fees that the client pays every single time the client pays it. Okay? And if you're thinking beyond that, if you want to create your own big business with sales staff, etc., like Jackie has done in Belgium already, then speak to me because I have a special system for that. Okay? So there's the URL again. It's eat2.us/affiliate. Okay, fantastic. I'll see you there. And I think I'm finished. Good.